Okay, as far as I know, everything should be good. We're receiving your content, and I'm live. So, hello everyone, welcome to Dice on Ice. My name is Megan, and this is super duper impromptu. I didn't even have a plan. I was just taking a shower. I was like, hey, I'm gonna work on my Curse of Strahd overlay today, and maybe I'll do a live stream about it. So I really don't have everything super planned out. And I just realized that my thing isn't going out. Oh, this is going so well already. So hopefully now you guys can see me, you can see what I'm trying to show you, because that's really the most important part. I guess you guys could just listen to my wonderful voice, but I don't know how helpful that would be. So we're gonna start out, and we're gonna create a new document, just so that I can show you kind of how I set things up for OBS, because it's a little finicky with how the pixels go and stuff like, or I guess the dimensions. So you want 1920 by 1080 pixels with a resolution of 72. Everything else, as you can see, is kind of up to you. Oh, also it has to be in landscape orientation. Everything else is pretty much up to you. Background, all that. So once you have that, I'm going to have this beautiful white background, and so we can start. So when I'm creating these overlays, it's going to have all the different players kind of with their cameras up so that they can look at, you can see them, and then their names and what they are class and race wise. So I'm running a campaign tomorrow, the Curse of Strahd, and so I'm excited to do it, so I'm gonna be building that today. That's what we're doing. So, Curse of Strahd, pretty spooktacular game. So we're gonna be creating a pretty spooky overlay. Now, there are kind of, I guess, three things that you're looking for with your overlay. You have your background, which is your big, I'm moving my hand on the screen like you guys can see it, but you can't. I guess I can move my mouse. There we go. So you have the big overlay screen. You have your, you're gonna have your little boxes. Actually, why don't I show you guys another one that I have made, just so that I can give you guys kind of an idea of how they are set up. Like I said, super impromptu, so nothing here is planned, and I'm gonna wait for this thing to load. Hopefully it loads pretty soon, or else that would be, oh, blurry. Okay, there we go. So as you can see here, you have your title, you have the large background behind it, you have the little boxes, which each of the names, you can't really see it because it's white, but it looks better when the people's actual cameras are in it, but that is their race and their class. So this is for another campaign that I've been doing. So as you can see here, there's these kind of things that you have to set up. So I find a good rule of thumb is, if you're going to do a really complicated looking background, you should do really simple border around your character. You see here I have, it's kind of complicated. It's a landscape scene, there's fire, there's trees, there's the moon, and then here it's just a gold border. And this is a bit fancier, but that's okay. If you're going to do a more complicated border, then you should probably do a simpler background. It just makes it more pleasing to the eye. It makes it less messy, I guess. So anyway, we're gonna do that for this. So I was looking around and I found a border that I really like, and so it's a little bit more complicated, and so we're going to be using this kind of border, which I think is super cool looking. It's pretty spooky looking. So we're going to be using this, and so because it's a more complicated border, we are going to be doing a very simple general background. I'm going to be turning it landscape wise because that's just my preference. Also, there are going to need to be 6 of these on the screen, so you want to make sure that they're nicely spaced out, that you're not using too much or too little room. The danger with using a kind of a border like this one is that it's a bit big, so you might not be able to fit as much as you like, but we'll see kind of how this works. So first of all, you want to just get them all spaced out, and you want to leave a little bit of room just at the top here so that you can put in your title. I am not by any means a real proficient person at Photoshop. I know some basics, and that's about it. But you want to make sure that everything is kind of centered and symmetrical. I kind of want to figure out how I'm going to be doing the names. I might just put them in the box themselves. We'll see. As you know, like I said, I came in here not having a plan at all and just wanting to do this, so this might be the most boring stream ever. So we'll see while I just kind of talk to myself. I don't expect really many people to be in the chat just because it is 3, well, my time, it's 3 in the afternoon, and I just posted it. I was like, hey, I'm doing something live. Also, no one knows who I am, so that's all right. So as you can see, I kind of got the 6 things set up here, except they look a little bit off. So do they? Maybe I'm just crazy. A lot of times I look at these things and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, what I should have done, a really good tip is to write down, see in kind of the bottom corner here, is to write down where they are positioned. So this one would be top left. I apologize for my keyboard. It's a mechanical keyboard, so it's probably super duper loud. Which one is this? Okay, this one is... Sometimes Photoshop can be so finicky. Top center. And then we have... Oh, okay. Top right. Bottom left. Oh, yay, we have someone! Hello, Jason! I'm just busy here talking crazily to myself, so how are you? I'm just crazy here, and now I've lost track of which one this is. Aha, alright, this one is the middle. Bottom middle. So you want to, oh, another tip is to always choose your most complicated thing first. So if you want to do a really complex background and very simple borders, then you're going to look for that first, and you're going to place that first. Then once you have that place, you're going to put in your more simpler things. So because our borders are a little more complex, we're going to focus on that first, and then we're going to look at what we can do for a more simpler background. Also, hello Karen, welcome. I'm just here. So, okay, and then this one is going to be, by process of elimination, bottom right. It'd be funny if I was just completely wrong. Okay. So my middle ones are looking a little wonky, and so I'm hoping, okay, so they are in the center, so it's not them that's wonky. It is, so I chose these borders, I don't know why, but like the thing in the middle looks like an eye, and then there's like a whole bunch of like, little like brambles all like kind of complex together, and I just thought it looked really cool. It looks kind of spooky, kind of ancient looking, I guess. So I think the problem is the ones on the right, so we're gonna fix those. For everyone watching, I hope you're having an amazing Monday. I mean, that's kind of an oxymoron, but you can still hope for the best, right? Okay. That looks, eyeballing it, that looks about good. So we want top right. And there we go. Another thing I was thinking is that if you have Curse of Strahd, and if you've played it, you know that, and this is no spoilers, at least I hope not, but you know that mist is a really, really important factor in whatever you play, whatever you do. Or, sorry, well, my brain is mush. Mist is a really important factor in the game. It plays a huge role in Barovia, in all of that, and depending on what intro you do, can be that. So Mist plays a huge role. It's a huge theme. So I'm thinking I might do like a mistier background maybe, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this is looking. Like I said, it's all just up in the air, but these look pretty good. They're pretty well spaced. There's a lot of landscape here so that people don't look squished. They don't look awkward, I guess, when they're going to be in here. You can see them clearly and all that. The next thing, what should the next thing be? I think the next thing should probably be the background. So when I look for a background, especially one that's a little more simple, I'm going to be looking at the color themes that are that I kind of want to emulate, anything like that. And so I noticed that in Curse of Strahd, which I actually don't have, oh yeah, it's over there, but what the color scheme, it's very purple. I've noticed it's very purples and blues and blacks. So that's what I'm going to use for my background. So I'm actually going to take a Curse of Strahd. Let's just look this up here. Once again, sorry for my keyboard. Let's do a counter of how many times I apologize. I am Canadian, so I mean that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna kind of put this. This is kind of the color scheme I'm looking at. Now, this is a pretty complicated looking thing, so I'm just going to be using the colors from here. So you have your two colors here, and I love the gradient look. I think it's super cool looking, so we're going to do a gradient. So we're going to pick a lighter color. So you're going to take your magic wand tool, and I guess I should be giving some, like, because I've been using some keyboard shortcuts and I just haven't been saying anything, so I'm really good at this. Oh, no, not my magic. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, so, no, not magic wand, eyedropper, jeez. And we're going to be choosing a really light color, like this kind of lavender color. So you'll see it pop up. Hopefully you can see that. You see it pop up in your swatch things. Then you can press this button and you can switch. And then with this, oh, Nope. We're going to choose a darker color. And I think I'm really liking the purples. I figure I could do either, so you have the purples here and then you have the reds. So I think I'm probably going to be doing dark purple because purple is an awesome color. So we're going to do this dark purple. And then we're going to be creating a new layer. So you just go up to layer and then layer. I guess you can also press Shift Control N, but I just get confused. So make sure the most important thing and the thing that will confuse you a lot is labeling. So you always have to label everything you do, every, you know, thing you add on, because you are going to want to change it. Yes, Karen, purple is the bestest color. I really like it because it's like royalty, but it's also kind of creepy. So I don't know how a color can be creepy, but apparently it can. So with the background, which is going to be here. So then we're going to take our brush tool. No, we're going to take this tool here. And we're going to make a gradient. You can see the gradient option is right here. So you're taking this tool, which if you don't have that up, you can always right click and you can see here that it says gradient tool. And here we go. This is going to use the colors that we have selected. And then we're just going to create a box right there. I gotta make sure it's underneath of everything. Hello. There we go. So that looks pretty good. And so what happens is you can adjust where you want the gradient to be. So it can be down if you want by doing the direction of where you want it. It can be down like that. You can do it like this. You can do it like this, like that. It all really depends on what you want. Excuse me. So I really like that. Except it's kind of drowning out my backgrounds. So, maybe I should make them white. You know what? Let's just see it. So, there's a really cool trick. You can press Control I. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Okay. We'll delete that. We don't need that anymore. So you can click on, so you click on your layer, you press Control I, and it will inverse the colors. So now you can see that I have white here, which actually I think like really pops out, but maybe it doesn't look as creepy. Well, we'll see how they all look, because you can always delete it, you can always change it, you know. Ooh, okay, so silver backgrounds, interesting, and light gray. Yes, that might be a good idea, actually. So, let's see here. It definitely pops out a lot more. Well, anyway, I do kind of like this for now. I think it actually looks kind of cool. I do want to add some mist in the background. I might change this around later on, but this is just some of the things that I do. I don't know why, but these borders are reminding me of like a beer label. Stella, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not the best thing to think of. But we are going to be looking for mist with a transparent background. Now, if you can use a transparent background, what you're looking at, that is probably the best. If you can't, then you are going to have to crop it out and do all that, which can take a really, really long time, especially if you are have these very intricate lines here. So, all right, I'm just looking for some mist. Oh, those are clouds. All right, all right. I mean, the other thing we can do is just use clouds, and then we can alternate the opacity to change it. Jason, yes, I do need a drink. That is very true. I mean, it's a Monday, so who doesn't need a drink? Yeah, so I'm really looking for mist with a transparent background because I am not about to try and crop that, because that will just end up looking horrifying. But I think I found maybe something that's pretty decent here. Yeah. Oh, so we'll just make that big. And I think I want it on the top, so we're gonna flip it. Oh, no, flip it vertical. There we go. And we're gonna flip it. And then maybe I'll add like a couple different layers of this smoke and this fog, but I'm really digging it. I think that looks super cool. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but I think that it looks super, super dope. So we'll just keep, make sure everything is behind your borders. I mean, unless you want it to be in front, but we'll see. Oh, also, another tip, if you press select and you move it, it'll maintain kind of the, again, pointing with my hands, you cannot see what I'm doing. You can keep the dimensions if you press select and then you move it, which I find is much, much simpler. Oh, thank you, Karen. Yeah, I think the mist really added a lot. Maybe we'll just do one more little mist band right in the center here, so it is sufficiently misty. All right, here we go. Oh, okay. So just make sure these are behind all the borders, but not, obviously, not behind that. There we go. That just became much, much more spooky, I guess. So, all right. So that's looking pretty good. I will probably adjust these a little bit later on, but here we go. We have our 6, and this is, of course, going to change with how many players you have. Wait. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I miscounted. Usually, if you having 4 players, you can usually get rid of the center one, and when I do that, I like to add maybe the episode name on the bottom, but since we have 5 players, this is how it's going to be set up, and then I'm going to put the title, Curse of Strahd, on the top here. So let's get into their names. So I have a secret weapon that I love to use, and I will, ooh, you can see YouTube stuff. So you have Google and you type in cool fantasy text. It's pretty lame, I know, but so you're looking for https://cooltext.com. And here you go. This has so many different texts. I can't recommend it enough. I will actually take the link and I'll put it into the live chat, and after this video goes up, I'll probably also put it in the description, because this is where I get all my fonts. It's free, it's easy, it's super customizable, as we'll see, and they have some really awesome text based on like movies and games and stuff. As you can see, this one is the Lord of the Rings text, which I think is super dope. So yeah, okay. So with this, we want to do people's names. So I'm only going to do one for the live stream, and then we are going to, and then I'll work on them afterwards, I suppose. All right, so there's a excuse me, one of the characters' names is Everchild, so we are going to write that in. Everchild, here we go. So now, to change the font, you just click on font, and you'll see like all of these categories. Here, I'm just going to keep this over here so I can keep the chat in case people are talking to me. I don't miss it. I swear I'm not ignoring you. So with this here, there are so many different categories you can choose from. Let's go with Gothic, because I think that is kind of the game that we're playing. And you can see here, like, these texts are super dope looking. They're super cool. Some of them are a bit much, but I'm kind of liking this one. I don't want something that's too crazy. I want something, you want something that's still legible, still readable. This is always the hardest part. I will go through like a million different texts, but usually I don't really know what I want, but this time I kind of have an idea. Oh, look, Magic the Gathering text. That's funny. So yeah, a lot of these are like really recognizable fonts. So if you want to do like a dupe, if you're say like doing a game that's inspired by something real, chances are you'll be able to find the exact text in here and you can use that to put in your game, which I think is awesome. What is that? Is that a sword? That's not hard to read at all. Okay. You know what? I think I'm liking this one. Or the Black Forest might be a little bit. Blood of Dracula. Honestly, can you have a more perfect title or a more perfect font? It's a little cheesy, but just because it's called that, now I have to do it. So you see now that it's turned into, with our Blood of Dracula font. Now it's this disgusting yellow color. So you just go to logo and you can choose your start color. So let's go back here and see kind of what colors we want to use. Maybe red. It'll stand out. Maybe red? Maybe red. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Here we go. Let's try red. Whatever. We're in a mood today. Oh, that's gross. Okay, maybe black. Ooh, that looks really, really cool. Yeah, it's the Blood of Strahd font. I think that is looking super cool. So as you can see here, it automatically does a gradient. The red to the black. If you didn't want that, you could just choose the same color and it'll do that. You can also choose the light angle, the elevation, and the darkness. A lot of these texts have like kind of a texture to them, and so based on the light angle, the elevation, and the darkness, you can change what you're doing based on that. Or like, sorry. God, I'm so vague sometimes, or I lose what I'm saying. I go on a rant and I lose what I'm saying, and then I just say something stupid. Not stupid, but like just something that doesn't make sense. So yeah, a lot of these are textured, and so changing these will adjust the textured look of it. I kind of like that. And so here, it's so easy. You don't have to download anything. So you just kind of minimize this. You guys can see all my tabs, and you just simply click on this, you drag it over, and you place it, and there you go. And it's transparent right there, easy to put in, easy to integrate, and then all you do is you take this, and you just bloop right in there, and then you have that, which I think is super. It's so easy. It's super dope. You will have so many fonts. You don't have to pay for them. Like sometimes you have to do in Typekit, and some like even the Typekit ones, they're not really made to be like this. They're more made to actually type with and create things. So I find that these are awesome. Everchild. So maybe I want to make it a little bit brighter because that's a little difficult to see. Now, I mean, in this space, there's going to be a person. So you're going to want to keep that in mind. And probably a bit bigger. The only problem with the cool text thing is that you have to adjust the size of the text on the thing, because I think it really compresses it. And so if you were trying to put it in and then enlarge it, it's going to come out really, really pixely. So you want to make sure you have the right size. Even if you go a bit big, making it smaller obviously won't distort it, but making it bigger will. So it's better to go bigger than smaller. Oh, that was a bad thing to say, but well, I said it. It's out there forever on the internet. Right, I wanted to make it a little bit, not pink. Let's go with this. Ah, no, that's ugly. Oh, that's better. Okay. And then maybe make this like a lighter gray. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little better. So again, just bloop, bloop, bloop. By the end of all of these things, I have like a million like text pictures that I have to go and delete after, but so there we go. Everchild. Might want to make that, yeah. So I'm still deciding whether I want to put something, so usually I like to put something behind the name so that no matter the background, you can still see, or like the background of the person, the background of the video, no matter that, then you can still see the font. So, I like how it's dripping down onto the player. I think that is super cool. So, oh, excuse me. I'm really liking the red. I'll probably, this is definitely the font I'm going to be using, but I'll probably play around with the intensity and the color of it. But I'm really, really liking kind of this, excuse me, kind of this decoration here with this gothic thing. It actually works really well. Except that looks like a bee. Looks like Everchild. Oh well. It's fine. As long as it's a little legible, it looks pretty cool. So we'll keep it. And then I'll probably put what they are at the bottom here. So Everchild, I believe, is a halfling cleric. So I'll go here, text, halfling cleric. Yeah. And we'll go maybe a little more like blood red. Yeah. And then bloop. Bloop. Oh yeah, that looks so much more better. And I actually kind of like the white the more I'm doing this, because it really really offsets. Oh, also with the thing here, it'll just say cool text, so you are going to have to put in to your layer and name it, because then otherwise all of them will be named cool text. So yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I think that is cool. Wow, you should be able to, oh, okay. It's just because I am. All right, there we go. All right, so then the next thing is to just, you're going to want to erase this, obviously, and also make sure that is, you're going to want to make sure that there's nothing here that, you know, is going to interfere, because this is where your players are going to go. This is where you're going to put them in, and I think I messed up. So Control-Z will be your best friend. I don't want to go above this line here. I know you can use the tool, the select tool. I don't know why I don't. I'm just weird like that. I like to do it by hand. I don't know what I think. But I just do it by hand, because why not? It's not like I need to do things at all, ever. I have all the time in the world. So yeah, you just want to erase this. La la la. And then you're going to want to do that to all of them. Okay, so that's just an example. I'm going to want to make sure that I do get rid of, oh, hi. I do want to get rid of the mist as well. You see I layered a bunch of mist, and so unless you want your characters to look really misty, you're probably going to want to do that. So the next step is the title. So you're going to want the cursive strad. I think I'm just going to do the title. I'm not going to do the episode names, because usually I save those if we only have 4 players, and I usually put it in the middle here. But because we are already so kind of filled up here, I'll probably even make these a little wider at some point, just to narrow the gap further in between here. A lot of these things involve a lot of playing around with things, tweaking them until they are just right. So we're going to be doing the cursive strad, which I don't even know if I'm going to show, just because it's basically the same thing as the characters' names. I go to cool text, I find a really cool text, and then oh, speaking of which, I forgot to put that in the chat, so I'm going to do that now. Copy, paste, here we go. That is the link that I go to where I get all my text from. So I don't think I really need to show that. I do want to get into a little bit of OBS. This has kind of been going on for a while, so I do want to get into the OBS side of things. But for now, you know what? I'm going to do one for you guys here. So I'm going to do it fully, erasing everything. So this is the lull in the live stream where I guess I don't stop talking, because I'm not. So so we're just erasing all of that. Oh. Whenever you get this, which you'll get it a lot, just press OK. That's what I do. With most things, if I don't know what they do, I just press OK. That's okay, right? When you're on the internet, just agree to things. Seems fine. Do not take any of my advice, ever. So we're just erasing all of the mist. Maybe we'll keep in a little bit just to add. All right, so once we have this done here, so we have one full thing done, we're going to save it, and you're going to want to save it as a PNG, because the difference between a PNG and a JPEG is that a JPEG will compress things and they might not be as clear as like kind of that nice look. If you use, I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to call it Curse of Strahd. And but if you use a JPEG, then it could compress and the edges won't look as good, as fine. Now, some things won't take PNG because usually the file sizes are pretty big. That's why JPEG is there, because the file sizes are small, but we are lucky because OBS can handle that. All right. So let's figure out how to do this without getting like infinite. Okay. How does that look, actually? We're just going to do, we're going to get out of studio. There we go. There's the infinite. Hello. Hopefully this isn't too distracting because I don't know how to fix it. This is a really great live stream, everyone. This is really, really great. I might do a better one. But so what you want to do, actually, no, we will go in studio mode so that you can see what I'm doing. Yes? Maybe. Anyway, you want to go to the little add thing down here, and you are going to want to add an image. So you have your scene. Usually you want to go to the scene collection, you want to go to new, and then you'll type in your Curse of Strahd. It'll give you a completely new scene and everything like that, where you can name everything. And then you're going to want to go to your sources here, and that's where you're going to kind of set up your overlay. So you're going to go to image, create new, you're going to browse, you're going to go to desktop, you're going to want to click, where's my Strahd folder? Hello? Am I just dumb? Maybe. Aha, here it is. So you're going to want to click on this, and with the file size, everything should work. And you're going to open that up, and you can see, there we go. There is our overlay that's up. It looks super nice. And so what I am going to do, so I'm going to put this behind here. So we'll just, whoa, hi. We're going to use me as a little guinea pig. So when you, and I do want to make another video, I'll probably make it with a bunch of other people to show how I use Zoom to get everyone into their certain places. It's a little bit finicky, so comment below if you would want to see that. But in the meantime, I am going to take my video just to show, and to do your own video, you want to click on the plus, and you're going to want to do video capture device. Now, if you already have this up in your scene, you're going to want to do a create new, or if you don't, sorry, but if you already have one and you want another one, then you're going to just add the existing. So we're going to cancel that for now because I'm already up here. It'll prompt you to select the camera you want to use and all of that. It's pretty straightforward. So then you're going to want to see, I'm a little bit misty, so I didn't get all of the mist, but this is generally how it's going to look. And so you can kind of use this, and you can see that I might want to make this a little bit bigger. I'm a little bit smushed between the letters, but not too bad. It's actually not too bad, but I might make these a little bit bigger, and so that when you transition, because I'm in studio mode. So what studio mode does, it allows you to have a workspace that doesn't interfere with what is streaming. So essentially, when you have studio mode open, you can manipulate all the things kind of back here. And then when you want to show it, when you want to stream it, then you just click transition, and then it'll do it. And the other thing is that there are tons of different transitions you can do. You can do fade, you can do cut. There are these things called stingers, where you can create these really, really unique looking transitions, which I don't have right now. I'll probably do something else in the future of the other side, I guess, of this, where once you have your full thing made, then you go into OBS, you go into Zoom, you get all of that set up. So I'll probably do that in another video. But yeah, so this is generally how I set up my my stuff. And this is how I put it into OBS from Photoshop, and that's generally how I get things set up. So I hope you enjoyed this really, really super impromptu live stream. And here, let's just get rid of this for a second. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. New image. Oh, there we go. So you can kind of go back and you can see what I have set up here. Actually, let me just show you. I have everything saved here. So you have, let me just show you an example of The Last Guardians, which is what I showed. There we go. There we go. So now you should be able to hear me. This is kind of what you want the end product to be. And so you see here that all the different things are available, are open. You have the title, you have the background, so everything is set up. And you can see in all of my scenes, I have main overlay, I have, oh, I guess you can't see, but in a bunch of the different scenes, that's when you can do other things. So I'll probably make a video about that when I learn better how to use OBS and able to show you these things without it being so confusing with the infinite things. But I hope that was kind of helpful. I'll probably, like I said, yeah, do a second part in this to show you the back half, the other half of it. But this was the Photoshop half. This was how I set up my overlays. So thank you for indulging with me as I did this, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and like this video, click on the bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.